Hello, First Business Rescue. My name's Chris Worden. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Today's video is going to answer the question, will I be made personally liable for my bounce back loan? So I'm just going to unpack that question. First of all, if you're a sole trader and you have taken a bounce back loan, you are on the line for that bounce back loan. You have no protection round you like the limited company directors. So if you are a sole trader and you've taken a bounce back loan and you struggle to be able to repay it, yes, you are going to be made personally liable for that loan. You took it, which means the banks will try and enforce and collect those debts in. Now, the banks cannot take your primary residence and they cannot take your car, but they will enforce that bounce back loan and they will be chasing you and looking to recover that money in. So if you've taken a bounce back loan and you're a sole trader, yes, you can be made personally liable for it. So let's go to the second part of the question. Will you be made personally liable for a bounce back loan if you're a limited company director? Well, the short answer is no, but there are some caveats that I'm going to come to in a little bit. Now, when you're a limited company, if you imagine you are not the company, so you could be Chris Worden Limited. Chris Worden is not Chris Worden Limited. Chris Worden Limited took out a bounce back loan, so it's Chris Worden Limited that owes the bounce back loan. Now, if that company fails for whatever reason, I close the company down, that bounce back loan is classed as an unsecured debt, which means in a company closure scenario, in a liquidation scenario, that loan would be written off. In steps the government and pays the money to the bank, okay, on the guarantee. But that won't happen if you have fraudulently taken the bounce back loan. That won't happen if you spent the bounce back loan on personal things. So let me just go into that in a little bit more detail. You will be made personally liable for the bounce back loan, or you could be made personally liable for the bounce back loan if you've done any of these things. You've inflated the turnover of the company to increase the amount of bounce back loan that you was entitled to. What do I mean by that? It was really clear on the terms and conditions of the bounce back loan, which you could self-certify. So, it was open to abuse. You had to put in there what your company's turnover was in 2019, unless you was incorporated after 2019, at which point you was allowed to put on an estimated turnover. You was not allowed to use an estimated turnover if you was trading in 2019. So you was allowed to apply for 25% of 2019's turnover, capped at 50,000. So just some examples. If your turnover was 10 grand, you was allowed to apply for 2.5 grand. If your turnover was 100 grand, you was allowed to apply for 25,000. If your turnover was 200, you was allowed to apply for 50,000. It was very, very clear. If you was incorporated after the 1st of Jan 2019, yes, you could estimate your turnover and apply for up to 50,000. Now, if it's found that you've inflated your turnover, it's classed as bounce back loan fraud, and it's highly likely you are going to be pursued personally for that bounce back loan. Another scenario where you will be pursued personally for the bounce back loan is if you've inappropriated the funds. So if I go back to when you applied for the bounce back loan, one of the things that you had to state was you're going to use this bounce back loan for the benefit of the company. So that could have been for wages, salary, rent, HMRC arrears, refinancing some expensive debt, stock, suppliers. But it wasn't to be used for anything other than the benefit of that company. So if you bought a new car, if you bought a new watch, if you used it to put an extension on your house, if you used it to pay off your mortgage, well, that's going to become uncovered. And yeah, it's highly likely if that's found, you are going to be pursued personally for that bounce back loan. Okay. Now, another scenario where you may inadvertently be personally liable for a bounce back loan is if by using the bounce back loan as salary or as drawings, you've incurred an overdrawn director's loan account. If you're not sure what an overdrawn director's loan account, have a look at, I've done loads of videos on our YouTube channel. But if you have an overdrawn director's loan account because you've used the bounce back loan personally to live on and pay your bills and feed the kids, pay the mortgage, what will happen in a liquidation scenario is you owe that company back to you owe that money back to the company, and a liquidator, an insolvency practitioner, will look to recover that money that you've taken on your overdrawn loan account. And again, it's another way, in a roundabout way, you could be made personally liable for a bounce back loan. So I hope that this has been helpful. I hope it's answered that question. Will I be made personally liable for a bounce back loan? If you've got any questions or comments, drop them in the section below. I hope that you enjoy the content we put out on our various social media channels. Thank you for your time. And please go over to First Business Rescue. We have hundreds of videos that are designed to help you understand the minefield that can be corporate UK insolvency. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.